Okay, guys, short and sweet because it's Friday and I'm ready to start my weekend. But from the chat room today, and I'm also going to go over to the results from our new SMS, our texting service, which is a totally separate service from our live chat room. We just send out 1 or 2 trades a day using that, putting out potential bottoming formations on an intraday basis, and that way it's not a rushed trade. Hopefully you get the text. Still around the entry, and the stop is a little wider, and it gives it kind of all day, and they're meant to be sold before the market closes, sometime before the close. So we're keeping track of them. I'll if you email me, I'll send you a page for the results, but I'll talk about the 2 we sent out today. And going forward, I'm going to use these chat room wrap-up videos to also include the SMS results, the texting service results from the day. So all right, we had 2 today, but I'm going to start with the chat room. VRSN had this huge gap down, and on an intraday basis, about 15-20 minutes in, I turned on the projector and showed everybody that this was near these June lows, 37.43. If you look at the low today, 37.26, switched to 5-minute candles, and it looked like this when I said this could be a good 5s trigger here, a good 5 setup, meaning the first break of a previous 5-minute candle's high, stop below the previous 5-minute candle's low. And this is exactly what it looked like. And I gave the reason because of those June lows, okay? Which would have made the entry 37.65 and the stop 37.29. Look what happens. Pretty quickly up to 38, ends up getting through the high of the day. Basis never comes back to the entry, and then by the end of the day up over 40. Now, I did not take this trade. I sure wish I would have. It would have been the only trade I needed today. But 37.65, move up, what, almost $3 from there, on about 30-something cents risk. So, and I did have members take that VRSN on that 5 setup I gave you. I just showed you. So, anyway, let's see what else we have here from today. First Solar comes to mind. First Solar was very strong yesterday. So FSLR had this pop and then a lower high here. I called it long over this candle right here of 24.12. Worst case stop, if I can find it. Well, I'll just look at it here. 24.12, worst case stop, I think 23.96 if I'm guessing right. And pretty quickly to 24.43, and that was a nice trade. It ended up going a little bit higher, but then couldn't get going. I had a nice chunk in that one. I had a pretty good sized chunk and sold into that big spike on the high of day break. I always keep some in case it's going to just go crazy, but when they come back to my entry, I'm back out. Really today is about the All-Stars. We had R. Brown, one of our members, and this was the call of the day right here. This is QLIK. And remember, when our All-Stars post something, there's a chime so everyone can hear it. They know to look, and their posts are in a different color. So R. Brown, his idea was QLIK, super beaten up here, and then holding, right after this big sell-off, holding, and then this real nice kind of little ascending base here. His idea was 1777, so basically over this candle right here. The stop is going to go below this tight base, so the stop is 13 cents below. There's the trigger. Look at this thing. All of a sudden it just unleashes, gets to 1852 in a hurry, and ends up going over 19 ultimately. So it moved $1.27 in our favor on 13 cents risk. Unbelievable call by R. Brown. And one of our members, Gleason, also posted QLIK, if anyone missed R. Brown's call, as one of our Tokyo plays because of this volume spike, which would have been a grab right here and a stop right here. That was only about 30 cents risk, and even then you got $1 out of that. So nice work by Gleason as well. R. Brown, one of our All-Stars, CLGX, he called this at 22.34. Let me zoom in here, super beaten up stock. 22.34. Let's see here. I think right around in here. Let me double check. Forgive me if I got the timing wrong on this one, but 22.34, and look at this move. Doesn't look like much, but it ends up going all the way to 23.27 at its height, and the stop was only 11 cents below, and that was R. Brown. So another great call there. That was it. I had one stop out this morning in NFX. Oh, I haven't gone into the SMS calls. One stop out in NFX. I took it like 27.07 or 8 or 9. and stopped out right below 27. Was looking for this one to break its early high because it is super beaten up, and it'll be back on watch on Monday. Oh, and I also had a trade late in the day in VRNG. I just told everybody above this little tight base here, this could get a late day pop, and it sure did. And I had a nice little fat chunk of that I sold. I got filled at 41.09 on my sell. 41.09. Let's try that again. 4.09 on my sell. I wish I got filled at 41.09. Anyway, so that was like a late day scalp also. But really, the heroes from today, R. Brown and Stephen B. Some great calls. Now, the two SMS picks I called today. NWSA was one. All right, I'll try to show you with an arrow here. The call, the text was sent out at 23:52. Almost picked the bottom clean on this one. Hopefully, the texts are getting there. I'm texting myself too. They're getting there within a minute, so plenty of time, I think, for people to get in within a nickel of that call. 23:52, and you can see it made it here to. Let me get the arrows out of the way. At the height, 23.86. So it wasn't a barn burner, but we were never really underwater. And again, these are meant to be traded smaller, but for a $200 lifetime membership, just a couple hundred shares, you'd have made a nice chunk of that back right there. And then the other one was UNH. Speaking of picking the bottom clean, I called UNH sent out the text at 55.35. I mean, I don't even know. Let me see what the low of the day was. 55.34. So, I mean, it looked like this when I sent it out, 55.35. The reason for the call, it had that potential final push down look to it. It was also at the 200-day on the daily, and it was at previous price support. So, three things going for it, and just a perfect bottom feeding play there. 55.35, and it went to, ended up closing 55.77. It went as high as 55.92, but again, anyone who took these, you were never underwater, and all you had to do was decide where to sell some in the afternoon for a profit. So I apologize if I left some stuff out. I'm sure I probably did. It's been a long day, but very, very nice day today, and we'll see you guys on Monday.